Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're jumping headfirst into a real historical puzzle. The lost tomb of Alexander the Great.
Ah, yes. Alexander, born 356 BC, the Macedonian king, built that massive empire. Greece to India, basically.
Right, all by age 30. An undefeated commander, truly legendary, but then, poof, he dies mysteriously in Babylon, age 32?
Exactly, 323 BC. And, well, his death is really just the beginning of this particular mystery, according to the sources you've got.
Yeah, because the story goes his body was embalmed, supposed to go to Egypt.
But his general, Ptolemy, intercepts it, takes the body, and ever since then, nobody knows for sure where Alexander's final resting place actually is. It's a huge archaeological quest.
Definitely one of history's biggest unsolved cases. And so our mission here is to unpack some, well, frankly, extraordinary claims from these sources we're looking at.
Extraordinary is putting it mildly. Claims about finding the tomb, yes, but also about bizarre artifacts and allegations of a major cover-up.
So let's look at what these sources actually propose. Where does their narrative take us?
Well, it starts grounding itself in the historical search. People looking for centuries. But then, according to these specific accounts, things take a very sharp left turn in the early 1980s.
Okay.
A man named Russell Burroughs claims he found a hidden cave.
A hidden cave. All right, let's dig into that. What do the sources say he supposedly found inside? Because it sounds out there.
It does. The reports claim human remains, metal weapons.
Yeah.
Maybe plausible. But also gold tablets.
Yeah, gold tablets.
Yes, inscribed with an ancient language. And here's the kicker, according to these sources. The language was described as like a mix, Middle Eastern and European roots, distinct from any known Native American culture.
Whoa, okay. Mixed Middle Eastern and European script on gold tablets in a cave, possibly linked to Alexander. That's already pretty wild.
It is. But then the sources say two researchers, Virginia Hurrian and Harry Hubbard, looked at these findings, and their interpretation of what was written, well,
even wilder.
Much wilder. They apparently deciphered these writings and claimed they detailed numerous close encounters with extraterrestrial life.
Get out. Extraterrestrial.
Specifically, the sources say a species of reptilians, and it's noted that their work, photos and stuff, is supposedly online somewhere.
Reptilians.
Yep.
Linked to Alexander the Great. Okay, so based on that interpretation, Burroughs then claims his discovery was blocked, covered up.
Yes, and by the Greek and Egyptian governments, no less.
Yeah.
The clear implication in these sources is that, the powers that be are hiding proof of historical contact between rulers like Alexander and beings from other planets.
Right, that's a huge leap. But the sources acknowledge pushback too, don't they?
They do. It's complex. They mention that many have called Burroughs' artifacts frauds and that he won't reveal the cave location, which, doesn't help his case.
Makes sense.
But then these same sources float this idea that this whole potentially debunked Burroughs find might actually be a kind of smokescreen.
A smokescreen? For what? What would it be hiding?
Well, this is where it gets even more layered. According to these accounts, around the same time Burroughs was making waves,
Yeah.
a completely separate claim surfaced. An archaeologist, Liana Savoltzi, also reportedly claimed she'd found the tomb, but where history suggested it should be more conventional.
Okay, wait. So two discoveries. Around the same time in the 80s, one sounding sci-fi, one maybe more plausible.
Exactly. And the sources connect them. Savoltzi also claimed her findings were covered up. And here's the really provocative suggestion from these sources. What if the Burroughs story, the maybe fake alien reptilian one, was allowed to get attention, maybe even encouraged?
To distract from Savoltzi's potentially real discovery, to bury it under the noise.
That's the conspiracy proposed in the material, yeah. A smokescreen to conceal the genuine article.
So what we're left with from these sources in this scenario, two different alleged discoveries of Alexander's tomb, both supposedly suppressed.
Which forces us towards the central question these sources seem designed to raise. What on earth could be in that tomb?
Right. What could be so threatening to, our whole understanding of history, so earth-shaking, as they put it.
That it would justify an international cover-up. A cover-up involving two separate finds, one seemingly designed to discredit the whole search.
It's a tangled web, isn't it? Tying this ancient mystery to modern conspiracies, aliens, governments, all swirling around what might be buried with Alexander.
It really is. These conflicting claims, the alleged cover-ups, they really push you to wonder.
So the final thought these sources leave you with is just that. What could possibly be hidden away with Alexander the Great that's seen as such a profound threat? A threat to history, maybe even our understanding of our place in the cosmos. Something for you to definitely ponder.